The crisp autumn air was shattered by a frantic chittering as Squeaky the squirrel, his tail twitching in pure panic, skidded to a halt in front of the detective agency. His paws were clasped to his head in despair, his little voice trembling. "They're gone, all gone," he cried, his eyes wide with disbelief. He explained that his entire winter's supply of acorns, every last one, had vanished from his supposedly impenetrable, triple-locked storage box. A case this puzzling could only be for the forest's finest investigators. The legendary detectives Leo the lion and Zoe the fox looked at each other with determined expressions, ready to unravel this nutty mystery. Arriving at the scene of the crime, the detectives began their meticulous search for clues. The heavy-duty storage box stood empty, its 3 locks lying on the ground, seemingly untouched and unbroken. Leo, his keen eyes scanning the fallen leaves, spotted something unusual glinting in the morning sun. He carefully picked up a single, iridescent feather, its colors shimmering like a tiny rainbow. Meanwhile, Zoe, with her sharp nose to the ground, discovered a faint trail of nutshells leading away from the box. But the trail was bizarre. It led into the middle of a wide, empty clearing and then simply stopped, as if the thief had vanished into thin air. The unique feather was their first solid lead, pointing them directly toward the most glamorous resident of Whispering Woods, Penelope the peacock. When questioned, Penelope fanned her magnificent tail feathers and haughtily denied any involvement in such a common theft. However, she did admit to seeing a peculiar, shadowy figure lurking near Squeaky's storage box late the previous night. She described it as a dark, fleeting shape that moved without a sound. This new piece of information sent a shiver down Zoe's spine and led them to their next suspect, a creature of the night. Their investigation into the shadowy figure brought them to the dark, damp entrance of a cave belonging to Barnaby the bat. Barnaby, who was quite grumpy about being disturbed during his daytime sleep, insisted he hadn't seen a thing. However, he did complain bitterly about a strange and persistent noise that had been disturbing his rest for weeks. He described it as a rhythmic thump, 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 a muffled sound that seemed to be coming from deep within the rock walls of his very own cave, a place he thought he knew completely. Intrigued by this new acoustic clue, Leo and Zoe ventured deeper into the darkness of Barnaby's cave, following the faint echoing thumps. The sound grew louder until it led them to a section of the cave wall that looked slightly different from the rest. Pushing against the rock, they were astonished to find it was a false wall, which swung inward to reveal a secret torchlit tunnel. Cautiously, they followed the passage until it opened into a vast underground vault. The chamber was immense, filled to the ceiling with glittering piles of acorns, walnuts, berries, and countless other treasures from the forest. In the center of the room, a mysterious figure cloaked in shadow stood hunched over a large, detailed map of the entire forest. As Leo and Zoe gasped in shock at the incredible sight, a deafening clang echoed through the cavern. A heavy iron gate slammed down behind them, sealing the entrance and trapping them inside the vault. The cloaked figure slowly turned, its face still hidden in the deep shadows of its hood. A low, chilling chuckle reverberated off the stone walls as the screen faded to complete blackness. To be continued.